2 minutes, but I got to shuffle and all that. Hey, everybody, welcome to Kenknowsgambling. It's Thursday Paycheck live with the Ken Meister here in Katy, Texas. It's almost 8 o'clock Central Time. As promised, I told you I was going to do something different, and I told you I was going to do Baccarat, so here in the hell we are, Baccarat. Let me, what do you say, AZ's going, yay, yay, Baccarat. What do you say, Tito? You still painting? All right. So let me do some shuffling here because I got to do that to keep everything according to Hoyle here. Now this shuffler ain't worth a damn, but you know, it's something. This takes me too long to do it. Yeah, that sucked. Alright. Uno momento, por favor. Yeah, we'll burn that one. Like so, like so. Let's get this out of the way. Like so. Alright. Alright. Let's that was an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll burn 8. Alright, let's talk about Baccarat here. Baccarat's a good game. Extremely boring. It was invented, I think, in the 1700s or some kind of crap like that. There's a big fat king somewhere that says, Mr. Math Guy, invent me something where I don't have to think. Well, here you go. Baccarat, you don't have to think. Now, the rules are a little weird, and I will always talk out what's going on. More for my benefit, probably. But really and truly, there's only a few ways to play. Now, all the math people say banker all the time. You know, some people say player all the time. Well, Baccarat is streaky. Now, sometimes I go, you know what, let me just do banker all the time. I'll do a little ladder or whatever. But just as sure as I do that, player will go high. But when you follow the shoe, then if, and it don't happen where a streak happens all the time, but if a streak happens, you're only going to be one behind it. Now, you can do the regression up and pull, or you can do a ladder. I'm going to do standard. I've done this many times. I'm going to follow the shoe, regression up and pull. That's how I'm going to do it. I live and die by it. And if I crash and burn, I crash and burn. That's the way it goes. And we're going to try to cover a paycheck. That's it. That's what we're going to do. What do you say, Donnie? Follow the wind. That's right. That's what I call follow the shoe. Same thing. So there's my $5,100 bankroll. Let's go ahead and, boy, this thing is shedding. Oh my God, look at this. I need a new one. Let's go ahead and figure out who's going to win the first one, and then I'll know what to follow. There's a 1. There's a 0. That's going to stay a 1. That's going to stay a 0. The player actually is going to win 1 over 0. So that's what I'm going to start with, is the player. I'm going to start with $100 on player. And so here we go. There's a natural 9, baby. Versus a 7. Player wins. There we go. So we get paid 100. What's my next move? That's right. Regression. So we're going to rack that. Let me move this over just a little bit. And we're going to come down to player $50. Regress. I still believe this is probably the best move you can do, because if I go down, I'm still up $50 at the moment. Okay, so here we go. We're still on player. We're on a regression. There's a natural 8. And there's a 0. Player wins again. You gotta love it. Okay? So there comes 50. Now we up and pull. Now, you can up and pull by nickels. You can up and pull any way you want to, as long as you up and pull. I'm going to go ahead and up and pull by quarters. Okay? Here we go. See if we get that paycheck quick. All right, player. He's got a 6. He's going to stop. He has a 3, so he will hit. 3. Player's going to win again. 6 over 3. So off the bat, the players won like 4 in a row if you count that mock one. Hold on, let me get my thoughts. Up and pull. Players already won several in a row. Now, if you were playing banker all the time, you would have already laddered up or whatever. You would have missed this freaking little streak. I just don't think, yeah, there's other ways to play this, you know, when you control your bankroll, but I just don't think there's a better way to play Baccarat than what I'm doing. Now, you see a lot of people, and they get all their little cards out, and they chart the dots, and, you know, horse shit. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't. But anyway, I digress. Let me read the board real quick. All right, AZ, sorry, just got back here. We're doing rough. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we are. Yeah, it does, AZ. It's just the only way to play this thing. You follow the shoe, regression up and pull. It's just the only way to do it. I mean, it's not the only way, but it's the only way you'll ever catch me doing it, unless I'm doing a martingale with it, which is rare. Rare. If you were martingale and the banker, you'd be sweating right about now. All right, here we go. That's only a 12. That's a 2. We could be in trouble. There's a 1. And there's a 7. So the banker finally is going to win 8 over. Whoop, I'm sorry. He has to hit. Sorry, let me back this one up. He has to hit. Sorry, but I catch it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and a 7 is a 9. I did not cheat. I had to hit. So I think everybody will understand that. So now we're at 19. We're at 9 versus an 8. Player wins again. I'm glad I caught that. Hope everybody agrees with me there. So the player now is about 5 in a row. Okay, so now we get 100. It's called up and pull. All right, now at some point, please hear me, at some point, you've got to think about a double regression. Okay, it ain't going to be player forever. Now, on one way, you can look at it this way. Well, I'm up $250. What do I want? 150 to 300. You gotta freaking be smart when you get here, okay? I'm going to double regress. I've already won about 5 in a row. It ain't gonna last forever. Now, some people are saying, yeah, but you could keep up and pull. What if it's 10 in a row? Yeah, what if it don't? What if it goes into a chop and I lose what I got? You gotta be smart, okay? So let's regress back to 50. Now look at what we've done. I got 100, 200, 325. I have a paycheck sitting right here that's going in the bank. All right, it's going in the bank. So we're gonna set this aside, 325, but I still have a little excess here. If this thing wants to do 10 in a row, let it. Okay, let it. So this is a little excess here. I got my paycheck, 3 1/4. Let's go with some excess. Let's see if player can keep on his streak. There's a natural 8 versus a 7. Player wins again. What is that, 6? But he still has to pay us. Okay, we double regress. Now we up and pull. Okay. There's a 7. It's not a natural, but it's pretty damn good. There's a 5. 0. Player wins again. This is 6 in a row. This is another reason you don't, I've done it, but rarely. You don't ever martingale a Baccarat, because this'll get you. You're already betting your 7th or some kind of nonsense. Don't do it. So anyway, we win that one. Okay, let's up and pull. We're already betting another 100, and I'm locking in more profit. How beautiful is this? The player AZ is in fact on 5. It happens. That's why this game is so good, because it can be streaky like this. And if you're following the shoe, you will always be on the streak. You don't have to worry. Anyway, let's see if we can keep him going. I mean, he ain't going to last forever. The banker's going to screw up and win sooner or later. There's a 1, probably this time, versus a 7. He has to hit. Guess what? That's an 8. Okay, now, when the banker has a 7, he has to stop no matter what. So guess what? The player will win again with a 8 over 7. The player is hot. I even ran out of greens. Let's pay me $100. Okay? Now, we're going to up and pull. We're on excess now, man. I'm going to take this to the loss probably, unless it goes too far, and I'll triple regress. All right, but we're betting 100 1/4. We'll count this in a minute. Three, he has to hit. So it's just going to be a 3 for this dude. This could be the end of Mr. Player. There's a natural 9. So it's over. Right? Actually, it would have been like this. And then it would have been over. That would have never been drawn. Doesn't matter for us. What did we give up? $125. In this particular case, so what? We were already guaranteed our paycheck. We were upping and pulling, and we pulled back. We're going to find out what we pulled. We start with 3 1/4. I don't like losing 100 1/4, but in that excess part, you can take it. Just keep running it, okay? Somebody, how many was that in a row for player? About 8? something like that. So anyway, let's see where we're at. 100, 200, 300, 400, $475 this paycheck. So let's get out the old envelopes. Let's get the old pen. And let's start with the bank. We are now 37 and 0. All right, 37 and 1, excuse me. Let's put in the bank, let's put our 150, let's put 175 in the bank today. Remember, I only need 150 in the bank every day. So we put $4,525 in the bank. Okay, let's do savings. Now remember, I had lost that $5,000. That was my only loss, but it tagged us for $5,000. We're down to a $45,000 bankroll, but again, that's why if you do this for a living or you're actually trying to make money every day, you have to have a big bankroll. Sorry, it's just the rule. It's not kin. It's just the way it is. So I'm not worried about that $5,000. My savings and fund is almost there. I could almost pay it right now, but I'm not because I don't have to worry about it. So we're going to go heavier though on the savings. So let's put 200 in the savings. $37 and 1, 200. So we're at $2,445 in the savings account. Yeehaw. And then $100 will go in fund money. $22.85. Between those two, I almost have the 5,000, so I know it's there. So I don't have to worry. You just don't. All right, so a lot of reasons that I play craps a lot is because there's not a whole lot to teach. There's not a whole lot left to teach on Baccarat and BlackJack. It's all money management and how you bet. I mean, it is. Now, maybe there's some new folks watching me tonight for the very, very first time. If you are, welcome. Or if you're watching me on the replay, welcome. If you're going to play Baccarat, in my professional opinion, there's no better way to play this game than what you just saw, because those streaks happen. They happen more often in this game than probably any game out there. Okay? I just don't recall me playing it this way and ever losing, or losing much. Now, you can get into a nasty chop where it's always, you're betting banker and it hits player. You go to player and it comes back to banker and you just keep losing. I've been in those nasty chops too. But there you have it. Let me come over here and read the board. And sometimes, like last night, AZ, I think you were with me last night. I was an hour and a half trying to do some crap stuff. Sometimes these are quick, but I am so different than anybody out there doing paycheck style, shows, YouTube, so different. If I hit my check, screw entertainment value. This particular paycheck, stuff the envelope. Stuff the envelope is what it's called. Is about that. Stuffing the damn envelope. So I stuff it and it's done. Now we can talk about other things if you want. Let me read a little bit. All right, not much tatter today. Yeah, man, this is no sweat paychecks, AZ. Now, does anybody got any questions for me about Baccarat? Let's do that. I mean, this happened pretty fast for us. I got about 12 of you watching. I want you to get your free money's worth out of these shows. Unfortunately, I can't switch to other games because I've got to completely lift tables, move lighting, and all that. So I can't just switch from here to craps or to another game. But anybody got any question for me about Baccarat that you've been dying to ask somebody and never got a good answer? Well, I'm here. Also, remember, you guys, look into my description of these shows. I haven't talked about the kids in a while. St Jude's Hospital. You know, most people watching me already know. Anybody that super chats, they'll get to play a game with me for like a $25 gift card. Or you can just donate St. Jude by yourself. You don't need me to do it. But I'm going to do a drawing at the end of the year, and everybody who donates, I write it down on this thing right here. That's just to that. Or I've got a PayPal link on there if you want to do it there. I can, all the PayPal, I just build up and we'll send it at the end of the year. But that's that. Any questions? Nobody's got any questions. I've lost 2 people. Well, that's sort of how my show works, man. We stuff the envelopes and we get the hell out, man. Nobody's got any questions. Probably next Thursday. It's what is that guy's name? Fu Chung Fu, or I'm sorry. Anyway, another subscriber, he wants me to do BlackJack, so I'll probably have to do that next Thursday. But it's a lot like this. I mean, you are in BlackJack. You are either playing according to the system, you know, playing according to the card, how it tells you to play, or you're a no-bus guy, one or the other. And then you're either a flat better or up and pull. It's the same thing. Very boring. There's not a whole lot to learn, except you do have more decisions to make in BlackJack, and not everybody makes the right decisions in my brain, right? But that'll be then. I'll probably do another. You know, me and John, bless our souls, man. I was working on my UAW. He was working on the DI Don't. And I just think we're overanalyzing it. I really do. I think it's a good play under certain circumstances, but that damn come out is just brutal. I did it at LaBerge, but with a way lower, and I did a regression up and pull. John, I don't think has ever tried that. But it doesn't matter if you get whacked. You know, as perfect as it sounded, it's not as perfect when you get beat up. But I'll go back and do some craps videos. I love Waylon's stuff. I tell you what, I know I've said it before. He's a good buddy of mine. And I just think Waylon has one of the best craps thinking mind that he thinks outside of the box. I've never seen a horrible strategy out of him. I just did yesterday the lay ladder, the lay the point, easily won my paycheck. And every time I've run it, I might start running some more of his stuff on some videos, not necessarily live. But anyway, hey, if you got any questions about gambling at all, email me, Kenknowsgambling@gmail.com. I always answer anybody unless you're an asshole and then I just ignore you. And you get a couple of those every once in a while. I think I'm up to 1,660 some odd subscribers. Thank you, everybody that's ever subscribed. Thank you very much. I'm humbled. I appreciate it. And I guess that's all my announcements. I'm going to back to the casino on the 24th, but I'm going to go with a buddy of mine. This is how great I am. I'm going with a buddy of mine. He refuses to learn table games. Refuses, won't do it. And I'm like, dude, you're missing out. But there's a little slot casino that he likes to go to, so I'm going to go with him just because I enjoy his company. And I like dinking and dunking a little bit with slots anyway. So I'll probably do that on the 24th. Not sure when I'm going back to La Verge, but next time I'll probably take my wife. I'm trying to get her on the craps table, but she's a slot gal too. So, and everybody has the same reasoning. They don't understand it. You know, they don't understand all these games. Therefore, they just stay over there in the slot world. And I try to tell everybody, I mean, long when I was young, but once I started understanding it, and then practicing it, and then doing it for a living, then you're like, table games, that's where it's at. But anyway, let me check the board one more time, and I guess I'll leave you guys alone. Yeah, you see a recovery for the, I don't know, man. If that 7 just bangs you, you're just in trouble. I think for a lower bankroll, I think it might be, instead of a higher bankroll strategy, like John has been doing, and like I actually have been doing, I did well at the lower. Now you're going to say, well, it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen the other. If it worked for the lower, it would have worked for the bigger. Yeah, that's a true statement. But when I did 60, regressed to 30, and then up and pulled by nickels, and I got whacked a couple times, but, you know, even if you do get hit, it's not a big burn. And watch this. I'll do this on this table right here, AZ, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's say you had a $50, right? And let's say you went over here and you laid the 10 back over here for 100. Let's just say, right, just to protect it, and the 10 got hit. Well, now the 10 is the point. So now I can come over here and lay that 10. But it's never for huge money. So I think playing it 60, regress to 30, or 30, regress to 15, and nickel your way up may be the way this is supposed to be played, so there's no stress in your life. And you make those 6 and 12 and 20 bucks at a whack. And by the way, as you up and pull on the UAW, that 25 becomes 30, that becomes 35, and it can become 40, especially if they're 7ing out a lot. Then you could start making more money. That's what I did. And over a couple sessions, I made 500 doing it that way. So I think there's room for it somewhere, but it's never going to be a go-to. I thought it was going to be a go-to for me, but I just don't think so. Man, I was so high on it too. You'd have thought I uncovered something, but I just can't beat that come out. Anyway, so let's see here. Yeah, Donnie, I mean, a $30 level, even if you not marted it, but even if you doubled to 60 or 75, maybe for 2 times, there's a way to do it. But when you're at that $500,000 level, man, that's tough. So I still think the UAW is valuable. I just think for a lower bankroll instead of higher. I don't think anybody's thinking, they're thinking, man, it's too chintzy. You only win $5 or $10 or $15. Yeah, but over time they add up. So At least that's my thoughts as of now. But yeah, $100 level, regress to 50, then to 55, then to 60 or whatever like that. I think you're fine with it without having to hedge it or anything. I really do. Now me, I go after it. Like John, tries to get money on both sides, which is a great idea. Sometimes it just depends on where you're at in your bankroll. But I know sixes and eights. Screw that. I'm going either a tie or I'm going to win it all. I like doing that way too. Instead of going for the seven. Let's root. Let's be engaged with all the shooters. There's room for it. I'll play it again next time at La Verge, but at a way low level. Way low level. But yeah, AZ, I think you're right. I think that's the right level right there. Yeah, good. Come back. Yes, sir. Well, guys and gals, it's like anything else, man. If the dice are rolling like you want them to, hell, every strategy can do good. I can take $100 worth of nickels, right? And go 12. Watch this. 30 to 1, right? 12. Whoops. Lost it. I've only got $100 worth of nickels. All I'm doing is risking 100. But if the dice do it, ooh, that had one of them. Let's just see. 10. 7. Doesn't matter with this. This is just for fun. But I mean, you can do anything you want. There's sometimes I've rolled 3 or 4 freaking 12s. And sometimes they never come. But what am I risking? $100, I think. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Let's just see. And then I'll call it a day. Ooh, that was close. Oh. Down to like 4 left. Don't look like we're gonna make it. Didn't make it. So we burn $100. But if you want to play something like that, who gives a shit, right? You got an extra few $100. Hell, I've seen people hit those 12s. Or do it on a 2, or whatever. It doesn't matter. My whole point to that was, if the dice are doing what you want them to do, I don't care what strategy you're playing, you're going to win money. It just, it is what it is. But anyway, y'all, I guess that's it. I'm just rambling now. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, be ready for it all, brother. So I'm going to let you guys go. Appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to go ahead and kill the feed. So until my next video, I know I'll be live next Thursday, but I may do another video. Until then, y'all, be great. See ya.